Sagittarius, this is Tracy from Northeast Tarot, and welcome to your November 2018 monthly tarot forecast. This is for Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Moon, and Sagittarius Rising signs. So Sag, for this reading, I'm using the Mystic Dreamer Tarot deck, along with the Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards, and then I also will be pulling you a Romance Oracle card as well. All right, Sag, so the overall energy, that's interesting, is the Five of Cups. Let's see here. The Five of Cups obviously is an emotional energy. For me, it can represent several different things. That's interesting. So we have this Five of Cups here. I have the Chariot. I have Justice. We have the King of Swords here, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles. So that's, that's interesting. King of Swords, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. We have Justice here. So some of you Sages are maybe dealing with the Libra, could be dealing with a Cancer, with the Chariot here. With Justice and the King of Swords, maybe some of you were dealing with a lawyer, legal matters. The Five of Cups, it obviously can represent heartache, loss, heartache, but it also, for me, is a very pessimistic energy. It's someone who's very doubtful. They're focusing on like the wrong side of things. You can see how she's facing these cups that have spilt, and she's not facing the two that are still standing. So it's the need to be optimistic and hopeful. So some of you, it's an emotional energy. It might be around, moving on, something that you're trying to manifest with the Chariot. Maybe you're doubting that you're going to be successful, doubting, someone or something here with this emotional energy. So there's the need to stay optimistic, which, interesting enough, I do see some of you optimistic here. So in October, this, could have been energy that you're experiencing, Sag, and it could be kind of lingering. It could be carrying on into the month of November. It's just a general reading. Obviously, that's not going to be for all of you. Right at the center, I do have the Eight of Pentacles crossed by the King of Wands. And so King of Wands, you are a fire sign, Sag. For some of you, this is your energy. Just, be careful, because the King of Wands is in the challenged position. So some of you, maybe you're lacking that motivation with the Five of Cups here. He's a manifester. He's also very optimistic. He's upbeat. He's ambitious. When he wants something, he makes it happen. He has a ton of energy. So for some of you, there's a need to be optimistic. Like your fiery self, Sag. Sages are hard workers. When they want something, they devote all of their energy to that. And we have this Eight of Pentacles, which is a worker energy. So you are working on something. For those of you that this is on the job front, you could be trying to land a new job. For others, maybe trying to move up within the company that you work for. If you don't work for a living, focused on a project, focused on something, and you're working incredibly hard. And this energy with the King of Wands obviously is going to serve you well, but there's the need to be optimistic. Now, what's interesting is we have Judgment at your foundation. So you could have made a decision. There could have been a decision previously that was significant. Maybe something that you heard, something that you received, or something that you're waiting on. You could have made a decision for some of you, and that's why we have this Five of Cups here. You could have made a decision to maybe move on with the Chariot, to move on. We also had that King of Swords in there, which, he's someone who will use that sword if need be. So maybe some of you made an important decision, but when Judgment comes up, it's always confirming that you made the right decision. And there's actually some other energies here that are confirming that as well. And so if you, Sag, made a decision, you made the right decision. We have Judgment here at your foundation, and then we also have the Lovers card in the recent past, which can also speak about decisions, choices. For some of you, it could be on the relationship front. The sign of Gemini could be significant. For those of you that it's on the love front, Judgment can represent second chances, but also for me, a very powerful healing energy. You rising up from the ashes. Maybe something happened and you're in the process of overcoming that, or just healing from maybe something that has already happened, Sag. Here in November, I mean, you have Judgment at your foundation. You have the Star crowning you. So this is a lot of healing energy. Also with the Star, you know, the Star represents you having faith. It's a very optimistic, hopeful energy, and it is a major arcana. So if you were a Sag that was doubting something and you had this kind of emotional, pessimistic energy, this is actually very good, because, you know, at some point here in November, for some of you will be more at the start of the month, you are going to have a more optimistic outlook with the Star crowning you. Also, the Star is another confirmation for me that you're on the right path, you're making the right decisions. For some of you, you're healing. Maybe you went through something, and this is you healing in November. Now, what's interesting is we have the Knight of Swords here coming up around the second week, and so we have the Lovers card here. We also had Justice, so maybe some of you are dealing with a Gemini, dealing with a Libra. Knight of Swords energy. And so, you know, he can be very chaotic, fast-paced energy. So for some of you, there could be something you're hearing, or some sort of action that you're taking here around the second week. You could be charging forward, acting on something very quickly. So, you know, just take caution with that. Maybe there's the need to think about something a little bit more. And, you know, for some of you, there absolutely could be like a legal matter that's ongoing with Justice here, and then, you know, Judgment at your foundation. Maybe you have like a legal matter that's ongoing. You might be a little impatient for it to be over with. For some of you around the second week with the Knight of Swords, for me it can be, you know, an impatient energy as well. Someone who's ready, someone who's waiting. They're waiting. They want to charge forward, but, you know, dealing with divine timing, dealing with other energies, things need time to play out. You know, in the position of your power, I have the Five of Swords. So, you know, just take caution with this energy. We have the Five of Cups. We have the Five of Swords. I think that some of you definitely need to watch your communication at this time. Definitely those of you in a relationship, watch your communication. Those of you that work for a living, watch your communication. There could be competition at this time. You might be dealing with an air sign energy. With the Knight of Swords, he can be someone who's younger, or maybe someone who's just acting younger or acting immature. So just, you know, keep that in mind here. Five of Swords energy can be, you know, conflicts, arguments, dealing with competition. But it also can be a more aggressive energy, especially those of you that this is your energy. You might be in a hurry, you might be taking a more aggressive approach here around the second and third week, taking some sort of action, because maybe you're sick of waiting. In the position of how those around you are viewing you, we have the Nine of Wands, which is someone who's waiting, someone who's persevering. They're not giving up. So you've been waiting on someone or something, you've been hanging in there. The Nine of Wands is actually someone who's, you know, a warrior. They've been through a lot. They're still standing though. They're not giving up. This is someone who's really persevering. And so you've been very patient. You're very strong, and for some of you, I think you're maybe starting to get a little impatient here at this time, and so you're a little bit in a rush. This could be a more aggressive approach that you're taking here at this time. And then in the hopes and fears, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So this is what you want. This is what you're hoping for. This is your goal. For some of you, that's financial abundance, success. If you're a business owner, your business taking off. You know, this is abundance in many forms. Financial, but, you know, family as well. Having loved ones. Having that support and that love. And so here, you know, this is what you want. And then energy that you're leaving the month of November with going into December, we actually have the Magician. And so for some of you, could absolutely be completing a cycle. With the Magician, you are manifesting here at this time. So maybe for some of you, this is something you've had to be, you know, patient with, and the time might be right here now at the end of the month for you to be able to manifest. With the Magician, I see it as an empowered energy. You already have everything you need to be successful. And so with the Magician, it is a very creative energy. You could be, you know, very creative here at this time, using those resources, using those tools, those talents, those gifts that you already possess, because again, you have whatever you need to manifest here at this time. So you are manifesting, you are starting something new. If you were waiting on landing a new job, and that's what this energy is all about, maybe dealing with a lot of competition, that could be taking place here at the end of the month. I think that some of you, this is a more impatient energy. You know, waiting on this new job, waiting on this raise, this promotion. Yeah. And then others, you know, it might be a legal matter. A few of you, it could be a relationship matter. Again, if you are partnered, watch your communication around this time. But let's clarify. Let's see. We will take a look at this Five of Swords, which is in the position of your power. Clarifying for Sagittarius, the Five of Swords. I think what's best for you, Sag, is staying optimistic, working hard like you always do, staying optimistic, keeping yourself focused, keeping your eye on the prize, and not giving up when it comes to that. Not giving up, not backing down. You know, that's energy that's going to serve you well. Yeah. I mean, clarifying this Five of Swords, we have the World, we have Death, and we have the King of Rods. So I'm definitely reading for some male Sagittarians here today, that's for sure. Five of Swords, it's just a minor arcana. I mean, you're dealing with some much more powerful energy. So even if you're feeling challenged or dealing with challenging people, competition, energies here at this time, if you're taking on a more aggressive approach because you're starting to get impatient, I mean, we have the World. Something's absolutely completing a phase, a chapter of your life. These two together, this is some very, very powerful energy. Death, endings, new beginnings, great change. You are going through a period of great change, Sag. But, you know, we have Judgment at your foundation. You know, when some of these energies are at play, things happen, things develop very slowly. So, you know, you're dealing with definitely divine timing, higher forces here. So your best bet is going to be just to stay focused, keep working hard, stay positive, because you are going through great change. I mean, that's no question. Let's pull you an additional guidance card, Sagittarius, for the month of November. Here, right at the end of the month, could be when there's a lot going on. We have the Magician. You could be manifesting here at this time, or what it is that you've been waiting to fully manifest or fully come to fruition. It could be happening here right at the end of the month. right, and then I'm also pulling you a Romance Angel Oracle card. But as always, over on Vimeo, I do have the November 2018 Love Tarot Forecast posted over there if that's something that interests you. Focusing on love life for Sag, additional guidance for Sagittarius for the month of November. Focusing on love and relationship matters. Interesting. Okay. All right. So the overall guidance card that I have for you, Sag, is actually Great Teacher. Learn from spiritual experiences. And so some of you, you're definitely dealing with divine timing. We know that. But there will be like spiritual events that are taking place. Those synchronicities. So you have these spiritual events that are taking place, and everything happens for a reason. So some of you need to learn from, you know, these things that are taking place, these events. You know, if something is happening slower than you would like, it's happening in that way for a reason. So I think that some of you have some spiritual experiences, some spiritual events that are taking place in November that you can learn from. Some of you could be learning a lot. You could be growing spiritually here in the month of November. Maybe even learning to, you know, listen to your intuition or trust your intuition more. And then looking at love life, we have this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. And so, yeah, some of you that are looking for love, you've already crossed paths. You already know the person that you're going to end up with. And I do see that quite a bit, especially when it comes to soulmate relationships. Oftentimes you do cross each other's paths, you know, early on in life. You come back together when the timing is right, or when you both have, you know, grown and, you know, went through a lot of life experiences. So this is very interesting. Some of you, you know, already know the person that you're going to end up with. You've already crossed paths with them. You already know them. Yeah, so very interesting. Definitely check out your love forecast over on Vimeo if you want more guidance as far as love and relationship matters for the month of November. But definitely dealing with higher forces here. And I know that some of you are definitely impatient here, but you are absolutely going through great change. So there's definitely the need for you to stay positive here. Needing to stay focused, needing to stay positive, because here at the end of the month we see you manifesting. All right, Sag, so I hope that you found this reading helpful. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. If you are interested in having a private reading with me, please check out northeasttarot.com. I wish you a great month. Take care.